Great ducking by Iwu Chukwu.
Misses in tight. Defended by Adu.
Got to finish that one.
Davis accelerating and scoring.
Transition defense, not good. That in this kind of game, I'm sorry, that's not a good call.
And the lob to Brazil. With 9 points and 5 rebounds already.
I'll tell you what, Andrew, this is a big-time game right now.
I'm with you. And I'm glad I'm next to you.
As we have been for a while. Great pass.
Wow, Adu again. Davis for 3. It's good. John L.
But who's going to have their hands full with those guys? And I know Matt Painter knows it. Great position by Adu.
Over Dickinson, yes. Adu's got 6.
Away, working on individual things. Mitchell, close range. He's going up against the 7-foot Croatian. That's Zvonimir Ivisic. And good contest that time from the 7-footer. He's going to get some early run.
So one of the strengths of this Arkansas team on the defensive end is the fact that they blocked 6. You know, Brazil with a good steal, you can't give it back. Not tough enough with the basketball on the floor. Smart play by Grill.
He wants the 3 now, and he is a very dependable 3 all weekend. Well, talk about a great athletic year. Women's basketball team's fantastic season for Vanderbilt, so things are looking right now in Nashville. So, Sonny, final 3:30 this first half. Mizzou lights out. They're 60% from the floor. They've hit 9 threes.
And if you're the Razorback coaching staff, you're telling your guys, hang in. They can't keep at this pace. Can they get it to 10 or below by halftime, this Arkansas team?
Adu hangs on, fumbled it for a moment. That's a big one for Adu. Beyond the arc. Robinson, the sophomore, finds Grills, sets the feed. Off-balance 3. It's almost rare to see a misfire lately.
And Wagner didn't give much space, did he? He's right there on the shot.
Good work from the sophomore from Camden. Ivisic, a close-range look. Bounce pass. Mitchell shuffles the feet.
Boy, does Z changes the game in there, doesn't he? I mean, he's around the rim. 3 offensive players from Missouri stopped.
And can he hit this? Yes! 10-point game. Carter trying to take Adu off the bounce. Missed the layup. Boogie Fland looks to push.
Strength of Arkansas is blocking shots. If they're not blocking them, they're altering a lot of them when you get in the paint.
And so Adu,
that really is misdo everything, play just about every guard spot. And then have you seen Tennessee? They are leading the nation in scoring. They scored 96 points a game.
96. I think they're making about 12 threes a game. They're going to let it fly. The eye-popping offensive numbers this year in Knoxville. Trevin Brazil advised that. Adu coming off the 11-9 performance against Florida. Rolls to the rim, got it, and the foul. Great growth, great development. Takes that pass away. Carter with a miscue that time. Fland couldn't quite secure it. Back out to Wagner for 3. That's good. D. 2 out of 2 at the stripe. Williams. His number called upon. He's been productive.
LSU has to be disciplined. You do not want to foul an Arkansas player in the act of shooting, especially from the 3-point line.
Here's Brazil, lines it up and knocks it in.
passes it up. Dia, set shot. And the Rebels just 1 for 5 from behind the arc tonight. Calipari all the way out on the floor to give his Chargers their direction. Davis wide open. Got it. He's now all alone, 11th place, and he's scoring in Ole Miss history.
Bruce Pearl did take my call earlier as I congratulated him. He said, I really don't need another congratulation. I'm trying to prepare for South Carolina. Right?
Second bucket of the night. Three's off the mark from Murray. Here's Thero on the run. Davis, and he finishes. Second half, Arkansas just 4 for 13, including 0 for 3 from deep.
Here's some of that matchup zone. They'll switch to some man usually late.
Thero, two-hand man jam! 08 season, when John Pelfrey was the head coach here, the Slobbering Hog went away. So I reached out to Pell today. I said, listen, man.
And Gearman is explosive to the rim. Ziegler shooting percentage at the rim about 15% higher than he was a year ago.
Fland drives in the middle of the trees. He kicks it, knocks first three. That's good. Arkansas.
Careless fifth foul by Okpara, 94 feet away. Bear hug the ball. That's how Tennessee teaches their on-ball defense. They want to be wide and spread out like you're bear hugging someone. And so far, pretty good job by the guys in white.
Yeah, Fland 5 points, Thero 4 points. Big Z's 3 is good. He can certainly.
Maybe that's the case for Arkansas right now. Plenty of time left in this game.
First foray for Fland into SEC conference play as a freshman. And what a pressure cooker to do it here at Tennessee against the #1 team in the country. Adu gets it to go.
The last time they faced each other was back in 2010. Arkansas won that one 87-59. So Boogie Fland, the true freshman out of the Bronx, will start things off. Adu, that shot is partially blocked.
Yeah, Cal came into the year and said he really wanted him to play inside a lot more. He had a couple games where he hit 5 threes. He said, you know what, I think I'll let him slide out there a little bit more.
Trevin Brazil will line up a three and knock it home. Richmond has that one partially blocked. Ivicic keeps it alive, gets it back to Brazil. Wide open, takes it inside and throws it down. Boy, tough shot there from Landon Glasper. Going left off the backboard. Richmond, count it. He'll head to the. He had a deer that he kind of raised from a doe and hung out with his dogs, and this deer would just like hang out in this little cabin, like be on the sofa, like watching TV with the dogs. It's the craziest thing I've ever.
In the game, it's very impressive.
Knox in and out. Adu keeps it alive. Fland will reset things underneath to Brazil. A couple of bounces in the paint, goes up, got it to go.
And that's what
Glasper trying to get his points.
Somebody needs to tell the students. I know they always pick out somebody to boo, but it's a homie, man. It's from Fayetteville. There's plenty of other cats you can boo, man. Give the hometown dude, cut him some slack, man.
Glasper's 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 5 from behind the arc. And speaking of,
that guy's got to really be enjoying coming home and knowing that he grew up in the shadows of this program and in this arena, having a nice game.
Hero rips the net.
First name basis with UPS and Amazon, I can tell you that. I wish they'd just drive by my house one time, Dave. Just one time.
Just drive by it. Ivasic, 7-2, easy throw. Glasper. Boy, misses everything. You got to ice that right arm down. That's his 19th shot of the game. Finally, Adu corrals it with 9 points.
You know, if you're North Carolina A&T, you're trying to do kind of the same thing that Arkansas is trying to do, is that gain confidence, work on some things.
Cato, after a pump fake, knocks down the long two.
Really coming into his own this year. Offensively, he's been a good player. And I think it puts Big Z in a role that he's more comfortable with. Coming off the bench, and Cal can play him, and if he's playing good, roll with him.
There's DJ Wagner. Continues to shoot yesterday with the mask on. He's feeling a little bit better, but Arkansas has either had some sickness or a few injuries trying to get to full strength. Adu running the floor with the left hand. He'll score. 5 here this afternoon, and Cal told his team at practice maybe a week or so ago, he said in a month or 2 months, we're going to look back and think, why were we this bad in November and December? Kind of anticipating this team continuing to get better. Brazil to catch the flop. The thought on Brazil, I'm going to wait till after the sequence is over. It might kind of blow your mind even though you've lived through it. As Richmond rebounds. He's never played in an NCAA tournament. Didn't play there at Missouri. Came to Arkansas. Was hurt when they got to the tournament. They didn't go last year. He's never played in an NCAA tournament.
That's got to eat at it.
You got to be anxious for that chance whenever it comes in March.
That's the best. Like everybody says, right now,
play coming up. There's a lot in the next 3 weeks.
Thinking about going home, getting a few days to go home and see the family and get back. And
DJ Wagner, how about him switch? Dealing with the illness. When I saw him come into the building last night wearing the mask, trying not to breathe on anybody, I didn't think that was a good sign. DJ Wagner with the scoop off the glass.
That's why for that one. He hadn't had one in a while, and that was going up.
He was going to take it no matter where he was on the floor. DJ Wagner again, long three, but a knockdown and a half dozen. A little more of an open look for Cato, but he still threw it off the side of the backboard. Now Brazil running the floor all the way to the rim, and that's
now a turnover. Michigan in transition, and a block at the rim by Adu. Brazil at the other end. Fland defended by Sam Walters, an Alabama transfer. Hero driving again.
He's got Vlad Golden behind.
Reuben Jones did a nice job there, Jay, to keep him from getting by him.
He did, but he had Golden behind, and he did get by him.
Yeah, these Michigan guys know they've always got one, maybe two 7-footers behind them. Corner three, and a much-needed.
Well, Michigan has shot the lights out in this first half.
They are 6 for 8 from three-point range. No call. Donaldson the miss. Here come the Hogs. Fland with a hesitation. And Adu running the floor will slam it. Golden to Wolf. Wolf will miss the three, and Brazil down with the board.
Arkansas has really been resistant in this second half. They are dictating on defense.
Davis will try the other corner, and he'll hit. And the lead. Lots of firepower on the Michigan side of the floor. There's a long, long way to go in this one. Zone look.
Little 2-3 zone, wings up. Woo! Wagner. But just a better finish over the top.
But if Michigan is to have a chance, they got to clean it up at this end. Got to get some stops. They won't get one here.
Different years.
Well, the Roadrunners have at least 2 that are on their 4th team as Wagner misses. Hero cutting to the rim. He will score. And a chance.
Okay. You know, let's get rid of the turkey and all the mac and cheese, and we'll get back to basketball. But we're having a little bit of that hangover on this game.
I can almost hear Cal saying, "I like flow. We don't have flow. There is none." Shot clock a factor again. Boogie. Thero to the basket and a champion. In a rebuilding process, you could easily just look for yours. But he's taken on a leadership role, even though this program may not truly benefit until he's gone.
Yeah, and I mean that's a testament to him and the type of character he has, where you could go to somewhere that's already been established and has a foundation, and you can come in and kind of use the foundation of that program to help better yourself. But he came to a UTSA that's in a rebuild, and they will get there. He'll be gone, but he'll definitely be a catalyst for what happens at UTSA moving forward. And quicker on defense when you got some offense to support you.
That was just taken away from Horton. Fland to Nellie Davis in rhythm, and there's another Thero in the last couple of years. That was a strong entry pass, but another miss after them by Scott and the Roadrunners. Boy, they'd like to have 3 or 4 of those back, and there's Nellie Davis.
Easy feed, and he's done an exceptional job.
Smith against Adu, another near turnover. In fact, it will be, I think. Hogs are going to run. Numbers are there. The bounce pass to Knox. 2 big steps. He'll score. After started to drop again, and maybe Arkansas hasn't had quite the same intensity defensively. And this is still within reason for the Roadrunners if they can get a couple of stops.
Yeah, you get a couple of stops and knock a few threes down, or even just a few baskets any way you can get them. You still have an opportunity with 2 minutes left, but you're going to need a lot. That doesn't help.
Nope, it does not.
To get into the right spot and is able to knock down a huge 3 to give Miami a 6-point lead.
He's making 38%. Again, he's a rookie, but that's his game from beyond that 3-point line. Underneath, they find the big guy. Adu with the slam. He's been very up and down, very inconsistent. Talk about a fast strike on the other end. December 10 in the Jimmy V.
One of the many SEC powers that we've seen early in this season.
Arkansas will have the basketball as we get the second half underway here at the Watsco Center. Boogie Fland flips this one for Wagner and a long one. Got it. Nice start to the second. The Canes. And the pass never got there. Picked off by Arkansas. Fland wants to run. Davis lets fly and hits the triple.
And we talked about.
And 100% of your donation goes to cancer research.
Obi, I get to my hotel last night as we see Big Z stepping in. Another one of those. They leapfrog Miami and become the second team. Well, no, they would get in, and then SMU would be the second team into the playoffs.
Yeah, Miami eliminating themselves there. The 7-footer will launch from the corner. What a great touch.
But how about
Yakachonis? Step through. Couldn't get it to go. Rebounded by Fland.
He does that very well.
Here's the speed. Give it up. Richmond attacking. The maneuver by Richmond and a chance for
things up this time of year, but if you reflect back to Friday night's game, they simply want to close things out a lot better than what they did against Little Rock.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time of year where you're cleaning some of that stuff up, and knocked down by Bailey. Good shot by Bailey. You'll take that if you're Arkansas and Coach Cal and the staff. You played a solid defensive possession, and just sometimes offense is better.
Last year, apparently he likes the backdrop and shooting inside of Bud Walton.
Can we get another one?
Why not?
They're being active, and one of the things, Josh, with these games in November, obviously you're playing a Maryland Eastern Shore team that doesn't have the name power, the brand power of some of the other games that they've played, and obviously they play that big game against Illinois on Thanksgiving Day, and this could be a game where, you overlook, oh my goodness.
8-0 run.
28-0. Not going to win a lot of games giving up 28-0 runs.
It's been a real bright spot offensively. They weren't expecting that this early on. And that's going to help them out all the more. Ivisic
from to take some of this pressure off of these guards.
It is a very athletic unit for Arkansas out there. How many players we will see off the bench, that the role. Wilkinson with another offensive rebound. Lawson's three is offline. This Little Rock team, second game in 3 nights. They were at Tulsa Wednesday, beat them 71-57. It was an encouraging win. That said, they had the bus ride yesterday morning, get into town, so they have been away for several days. Ivisic left.
And this is all happening because they've done a nice job the last 3 possessions. That they, being Little Rock, got 2 turnovers and a defensive stop.
Ivisic lines up the straight-on 3.
Boy, I tell you.
In just about every category tonight. Boogie Fland on the attack once more. Wagner open 3, sticks it. DJ Wagner.
Lane and create help situations. Little Rock hasn't shown the ability to do that as of yet.
Boy, you know the value of that dribble drive into the paint and then pass to the three-point shooter more often than not. Could be open.
Gets teams in rotation, gets them chasing the ball.
Wagner again. Maybe Kashmir Chavis is the next freshman that could get time, but he has not appeared in a game this season. Wagner lines up the 3. Got it.
3! Darryl going with the pressure, getting out of the zone because he knows that if he sits back in the zone, Arkansas is going to hold the ball, trying to pick it up and force a turnover.
Thero is waiting for the lob. Thero. An exclamation.
Now, if there's a guy with some athleticism that's on par a little bit with Arkansas, it's Fisher.
Big Z just turns around and lays it in. Arkansas will host Little Rock on Friday night on the network. About to go to 3-1. There's the alley. There's the catch. And there's another hammer from Thero.
You love that in college basketball. In today's game, you don't see a lot of guys who started. Great pass by Boogie Fland right there. Who started, in a more of a back.
But Missouri City, Texas, Elkins High School. 30th career start. And Coach Cross gave him a lot of praise for keeping this team together. He called him the connector. Every team needs a connector to get these players on the same page.
Got to have a glue guy. Got to have someone that holds it together.
Hey, Big C has a really good stroke. Coach Calda said maybe.
If you can get a 5-6 point lead, that feels more like 10 or 12 with the pace of this game and just how the offense is going for both teams.
Arkansas led for about 2 minutes in this game. Janelle Davis, after the pump fake, gets open for 3, and that shot was true.
And if you look at the national champions of late, in the past, like, you have to have that experience. You have to have those older.
There's the alley.
But back to our point on the makeup of a team, you got to have some size. I can't even get my thoughts off because Arkansas is running.
Thero again goes up and under with the left. He's giving him a lift off the bench. This is a springy mid-major team, though. And, they're not loaded with 6'10", 6'11", but they can get up and contest and dunk.
Yeah, I mean, we said it earlier. It's definitely athletic makeup of a team that isn't in the Sun Belt, more of a Power 5 team.
Come on now. 5 triples in Jonesboro. There's the push. Rebound to Davis. Inside 2 minutes from Bud Walton. Arkansas about to go to 2-1. Quite a November ahead. Some games on tap. Coach Cal, after that Baylor loss, said either you're winning or you're learning at this time of the year.
Yep.
Arkansas learned on Saturday, winning today. I tell you what.
You bring the ball up, get you into your offense, but Jeremy Roach is trying to improve in that aspect of his game this year, and he loves the free-flowing, aggressive style that Scott Drew lets his guards play with.
Arkansas scoreless in over 2.5 minutes. Where are they going to find this offense against the Baylor zone?
John, if you can't shoot, the game gets hard, really hard.
Nice pump fake.
And got his feet underneath him and didn't shoot an unbalanced runner. And you got to get that ball inside the zone.
Thero, and there is the first three of the game. Edgecombe with the head fake. Here's O'Meara stepping out. As Fland clears the glass. Thero.
What a horse is Norchad O'Meara. That's another reason why I think you're seeing all zone tonight out of Baylor. Short bench, they're switching 1 through 5 at Gonzaga. Did not work. It's not ready to win hard games yet. And Scott Drew on money, on point with it. Back on the floor for the Hogs.
Arkansas tied the game at 44. Since then, it was Baylor with another run. 19-10 outscoring Arkansas to open up this 9-point lead. But he looks healthy there as John L. Davis. International in Paris this season. Roach missing everything. And here goes Thero. One-on-one. Look out!
On the rim is a very important basket for Baylor, trying to hold off this Arkansas push.
Arkansas has been scoreless in over 2 minutes. As a do Thero.
You know, just one of those guys that you can't, oh. Arkansas with a takeaway. Hey. Brazil with the throwdown.
Pac-12 games.
Yeah, yep.
Arkansas is in the bonus. Should they be fouled? Trying to finish this game on. This is what they did not do against TCU when they didn't score in the last 3.5 and allowed 17 turnovers for Lipscomb, and that is not a recipe for winning on the road. They competed tonight. I think Arkansas expected them to do just that. 1 point shift to 15-point deficit down to 4. The Hogs have found a different gear. Extra pass to Thero. Hey! Oh, his eyes are up near the